Hola, Jono from Vetta Cycling here. So today I am off up to Curbar Edge. The weather is insane. March 20th today, is it? Oh man, this is going to be some ride. So today's video I want to talk about the Ritchey Swiss Cross and also the wheels that I'm testing, and just go through a few little bits and bobs. Maybe a little bit of a review on the bike potentially after the first sort of week or so of riding, and the wheels as well, some samples that I'm testing. So yeah, let's get into it. So today's wheels are super wide samples, crazy monster wheels, so 32mm internal, 40mm external, like I've talked about in previous videos, and just continuing to test them. The testing process is made up of a number of things. You know, the wheel builder will go through all the parts that we get sort of sent over. I will test them. We have independent testers as well, where we're sending out wheels for them to test. We had a funny one recently. We sent out some new carbon spoke wheels, which the road wheels, they'll be coming soon I think, and sent them out to two testers, and both of them have A, bought the sample, and B, placed an order. So if that's not good feedback, I don't know what is. And so that's part of that testing process as well. And then in the main, it's me. It's me getting out on rides like today, up to Curbar Edge, and riding the trails, riding some, realistically what are mountain bike trails on a gravel bike, just to really make sure that we're happy with the wheels and all the bits that are going together to create the absolute best possible, really. Just a quick one, Strava doing this to me. No sign for cyclist dismount. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about the Ritchey Swiss Cross. So, been riding and reviewing a lot of bikes really in my own time, but not ever done anything particularly on YouTube. But I've ridden a lot of bikes, and I work in the industry. I sell bikes to people on the regular. I've sold probably in the thousands of bikes now, and I'm talking to people quite regularly about their riding style, what they like to ride. So I just thought, you know, let's bring a little bit of what I'm doing with Vetta, and a little bit of my bikes, and just talk to you about what I like to ride and what I'm doing. So there it is, as you've probably seen and you saw in the other videos. And honestly, I've said this quite often, 80% of the people I speak to about buying bikes really do need to just go to a metal bike, to steel or titanium, because they're not racing. I agree, a race bike, carbon bike, is stiffer, it's faster, you can make more aerodynamic shapes with the tubing, which is great, and it's great for what it's for. But do you know, for an all-round bike, I want to go out on a Sunday morning for 4 or 5 hours with my mates, and I want it to be comfortable. That's what this sort of bike is going to give you. Now obviously this is a cyclo-cross bike, which I'm using as a gravel bike. It's a bit of a gravel race bike, but Ritchey do the Ritchey Road Logic, and there's so many other companies that do amazing steel, titanium road bikes. And just what it is the natural flex in the steel, that ever such a little bit of flex just gives that smooth ride, that dampening. And it's just, you've got to experience it. You've got to ride one for 5 hours and get home and go, do you know what, I feel amazing off the bike. I'm not beat up, I've had a great time. Yeah, it's heavier, yeah, it's not as stiff, but it does everything you need it to do in a bike. And add it up with some top end componentry, you can't beat it. and it's the whole package, you know. And so I've got the Vetta wheels on here, obviously, the sample wheels that I've been talking about. So they're super wide, and what that means is it just smooths over things. Like, I'm on this now, which it isn't anything really. It's just a footpath right away within the Peak District, but it is bumpy. And what that width does with the bigger tyres and these 40Cs, they come out around nearly 45 on the calipers. So what it does is it just smooths out those bumps, you know, and it makes it for absolutely joyful ride. And combine that with the steel on this, on there, it's just so nice. I've been riding now for 3.5 hours and I feel great. I've had quite a hard ride. I've been to some places. If you've ever ridden Curbar's Edge, you'll know it's more of a mountain bike track than it is a gravel bike or cyclocross bike track. But this bike's handled it today. I've spoken about steel and why steel's so good. But what's good about this Ritchey? Well, I've just ticked over 6 hours today and I don't feel beat up. And it's been so good, so agile, the handling is just on point. And yeah, I mean, you know, when you're descending on the rocky stuff, climbing on the rocky stuff, getting on the road and getting down, I've just come down the Tiston Trail at like 37 k's an hour at the bottom end there, and it just floats along. I think maybe some of that's to do with the wheels as well, but the bike is just agile. It does what you want it to do, I think, is the best way of putting it. And like I say, steel, I'm 6 hours in and I feel great. I keep going. So the sun's setting in South Derbyshire. I've been out for a big one today for many reasons. A, to test these samples, and again, just faultless. I think maybe if we decide to bring them to market, I think maybe I go for a slightly stronger spoke, maybe, to allow people to just be that little bit more aggressive. But the rim, wide rim, is just great. Secondly, I've done 6 hours because I got Dirty Reaver coming up and I want to do the best that I can on that ride. And then I just wanted to review the Ritchey and just tell you all about it really, because I absolutely love it. So yeah, keep watching.